Go bye-bye, hon. Hey, Shannon. Hey, C. Two Shannons. Wow. Hey, Bobby Joe. Hey, Katie. Just made it up to Walmart. Been able to get a few things. Ready to go bye-bye, Daisy? Just took Daisy for a swim. Ready to go bye-bye, hon? Hey, Joe. Yeah, I just came out here, took Daisy for a swim. Let's go, hon. Go bye-bye, honey. We party. I'm washing my pillows at home. Came out and got some cherries. Think I'm gonna get going on my painting tomorrow. You know, weird, we $8 today was enough to, I don't know what the hell it does. I'm gonna start my painting tomorrow, believe it or not. All over that emotion created by something as insignificant. Well, it's not insignificant because it motivated me. It's just crazy, man. I've had this happen before. I've been trying to figure out the comment on this lately. I've done things before. Nothing seemed to work. But that seemed to be the magic pill. Best part of my day, I would say, taking a guy to get a battery that was stranded and running into a guy that liked birds as much as I do and put an orange cone so the mower doesn't go over him. I had a really good day today. It doesn't seem like it to most people, but to me it is. And I just went out and got some orange juice, grapefruit, salads, cherries. I know this sounds weird too, but I get this. I spray it in my shoes because I don't like any kind of odor. Yeah, this is always buffering here, but it'll be over in a minute. Yeah, a heron will clean out a whole pond in 2 days. Absolutely. They can go through fish like you can't believe. I don't know if you know this or not, but herons will eat a lot of stuff. They'll eat baby ducks. They'll eat rats. Go on YouTube. There's all sorts of videos of heron eating things unrelated to fish. Oh, I wouldn't doubt she's doing that. Bobbles is a kook too. I don't know if that stupid Sharon was texting me last night, and when I was down south in the spring for a couple of months, when I took that long trip to Hilton Head and then I went to Tennessee, Mississippi, Kentucky, Bobbles was texting me, wanting me to come to Chattanooga to have lunch with her. So she's just another one of these jilted behemoths that I'm enough to not have anything to do with. No kidding, I'll show you the text if I have to. You're never going to find anything I've lied to you. I talked to two people today who are just, taking the high road. It's worse than Two-Face. Like I said, cray never will. She does have a drug issue, but she's not an evil, shitty, backstabbing person. Hey, Thomas. And as I've told you, changed my whole program. I'm not meeting anybody anymore through YouTube. You can thank Kook in Indiana for that, Sharon for that. No more promoting anybody's channels, no more posting links to your channels, nothing. Not happening. And I'm upping the dollar for interviews. Yeah, it'll be all right in a second. This is always like this. Better. Yeah, no, I mean, it's probably I should have done it a long time ago, and I'm going to go to more legitimate, serious, like legit filmmaking stuff. It's just taking the fun out of it. It's a low batting average, and there's just, I wish I could think of a better plan, but I can't. But I will admit this, big, huge mistake with helping people get going. Absolutely. Not everybody, but I'm not doing it anymore. It's like anything. You do it, you give it a whirl, and you learn a lot. And it's taken me a long time to learn this. But I've gotten to know Tassie, Kim, so it's not all bad. So tomorrow I'm going to start my painting, which I've been taking forever to do. Yep, learn from mistakes. It's not that big a deal, really. It's just I'm not doing it anymore. The kook from Indiana, all these women that get a hold of you, want to help you, not happening. No way. They're all weirdos. You know, but when you take the whole, a huge number of people, like even just the people that subscribe, not to mention the people that watch that don't, you're bound to get 25 nuts, which I can verify. And I wasn't thinking that way at the time. And I'm going to continue to help people out financially because of my YouTube money. If that poor guy didn't have money to pay for his battery today, I'd have bought him one. He was really up shit creek. And I'm not accepting any donations, nothing. I don't even want people to send me money during the chat. I'm going to have to go in there and disable that thing. You know, before I just take the money and, you know, use it to super chat thing. People are just being nice and kind and thank you for doing something. And they send you some money, buy a coffee. You know, they have good intentions. But if that button's not there, I'm just taking away the opportunity of a lunatic to cause me trouble. So, you know, that's the rest stop down there. This camera sucks so bad on this thing. Oh yeah, I agree with you. I mean, these people are really seriously off. And like I said, you know, this Bobble's nut job. She was trying to get me to visit her in Chattanooga in the spring. I mean, I don't think anybody gives a shit, but it's just an example of when, you know, you blow these people off and you don't want to have anything to do with them. I was nice to her too, that they eventually turn on you. And no, it does. You know, that part doesn't really matter because they can't really do too much damage. They can go on and call me a big motherfucker and a murderer and a pervert, but it doesn't really cause any problems. You know what I mean? Nobody's unsubscribing or believing this shit. So all you got to do is listen to them. Uneducated, low IQs. So it's not like I've got some Harvard scholar that's bringing up some legitimate points with some proof. It's just more like a fly when you're eating outside. You know? Oh, thank you, UC boss. Hey, Conan. What's that, Renee? Oh, thank you, Renee. I squash the bad. That's what I do. Did she get marked? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, married. No, she did not. She did not get married. I love Tassie. You notice Tassie has overcome more odds than any of these people put together. And the notion that Tassie is, you know, ever would do something like this is just false. I love Tassie. I'm glad I got to meet her. It made the whole thing worthwhile. It really has. I talk to her, keep in touch. Hey, Janice. Well, I'm going to do interviews. As a matter of fact, I'm going to up the dollar rate. I'm going to pay them more. And but here's what I want to do. I want to go back to the old days. When I go down there, I'm going to pay them more. And I'm going to not, you know, give people contact information. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of stuff that you guys never saw that came along with that. I mean, there's people that, Becky is an example. They got a hold of her family and said that I was on the verge of getting arrested for killing people. And the working girls that were killed in Detroit were me, and they knew it, but they just didn't have enough proof. And then Becky gets all upset. I mean, even though she's a working girl and she's on the street, even if you're an estranged relative, you don't want to see this happening. And if you think that there may be an ounce of credibility, you act on it. So they call Becky and say, hey, we just got tipped off, this Tom Reed guy, he's really a killer. And it just causes a lot of unnecessary problems. Pizza and liquor. Hey, yeah, man. It doesn't really get to me. It's just, I'll tell you what got to me is that I took the high road. Even with Sharon, all I was willing to do was take down all her videos. And the reason I took her videos down is because I didn't want her meeting anyone from my channel with good intentions that she was going to dupe, scam, rip off, and lie to. So I just simply hid all her videos and went my separate way. That kook was texting me last night as well. So I just took the offensive, this nut job from Indiana. If I hadn't had those recorded conversations, there'd have been another 10 videos. She'd be talking to all these people, making up bullshit. And if you didn't know any better, at the beginning, she seemed very nice. She liked Daisy, and she liked all my videos were nice, and, asking for advice. Well, you got to see the real her. And if it wasn't for me taping those calls, and I'll tell you another thing, if you've noticed, there's some of these other nut jobs out there that have kept their mouth shut. And the reason for that is because they know I have recorded conversations. I knew from the beginning there was a chance that these kooks could try to extort me. So I protected my ass, and I'm thankful for it, because if I didn't have this kind of stuff, you'd be seeing way more videos out there. Nobody cares what Craw thinks. Nobody cares what Nitty thinks. And nobody cares what Angie thinks. I'm talking about some of the other people out there that have more ability to cause you trouble. Yeah. Hey, James. Honestly, I'll tell you how I see it. I don't really think Sharon has a meth problem. I don't. I really don't. And the reason I don't is because she told me all sorts of personal things that I wouldn't tell you. And meth wasn't one of them. So it doesn't make sense that some of the stuff that she told me about, she'd tell you that and then not tell you about meth. It's the same thing with Sherry. Everybody goes on there and says that Sherry's lying, she's not on meth. Sherry was not on meth. She's not. You don't tell me about all the sexual weird shit you're doing to make money. Admit to heroin. Come here, Daisy. Come here, hon. And then lie about meth. It doesn't make any sense. She wasn't on meth. Those marks on her face aren't by meth, which, by the way, Sherry is doing quite well. There's luckily been a couple good people that have connected with her through my channel, and she's doing excellent. And Kim is doing excellent. And Tassie is doing excellent. So there are good examples. It's just not a very high batting average. And I'm going to keep doing that. And if Maddie needs help, and if Gerald gets in a bind, I'm going to help them too. Like them or not, they're nice people. Yeah, Sherry's a sweetheart. Yeah, I didn't really make your channel happen. All I can do is let somebody post a link, and from then on out, it's up to them. You might have got some people to, I wouldn't take credit for that, though. I really wouldn't. I'll tell you one thing, though. I realize I got lucky, and starting a channel now on YouTube is damn near impossible. And see, I'm really kind of like that anyway with anybody, whether it's homeless, working girls, prostitutes, even some poor broke fucker that needs a break. I'm fine with it, okay? That's no problem. So it's not, but the truth of the matter is the working girls interviews got me on the map, and quite a few of them are dead now. And really, in my heart of hearts, I feel that I owe that group of people something for making this happen, because it wasn't videos of my omelets of Daisy, my underwater GoPro, my time lapses. It was none of that. It was 100% because of working girl interviews. So the notion that they shouldn't get some kind of benefit from this, I'm not cool with. I have to do more. Yeah. Nah, YouTube is just it's you. I don't know how you get. I don't know how you would. I don't know how you do it because I don't have the greatest content in the world. I don't. I just had. Let's face it. YouTube promotes people that they want to, make money from. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a private FTP server, right? And when their algorithms and their IT people, they recognized that there was a lot of views in a short period of time, they decided to promote me. And they still do. I get 4,000 subscribers a month and I don't do anything. So there's money in it for them and there's money in it for me, so why not keep doing it? But you can pretty much tell early on who's going to make it and who isn't. Now that's not to say somebody can't have a viral video any day. But if you look at Croc-Raw Debbie, she's been around 1700 forever. Nitty's never going anywhere. Sharon's never going anywhere. Nobody wants to listen to Angie sing and God play one of those silly, stupid games. These people just don't get it. You have to have something that triggers a lot of views in a short amount of time, and that happened with Working Girl interviews. It did. I don't think I have any videos worth, that garnered a lot of attention other than those. I really don't. Hey, Ruben. Hey, 2021. Yeah, I'm fine. She's that nut job down in Flint, that blue-eyed, bulging, blue-eyed Roy Orbison lookalike that talks like a 14-year-old valley girl that still lives with her mother that has outstanding warrants. This is a total loser. That crazy bitch sent me another email today criticizing me, and it's her email for sure, criticizing me for not letting her know that somebody in Indiana wanted to hurt her. Well, I didn't really think that was a credible threat anyway. That's how nuts this kook is. She can never show you an email that I responded to. Somebody went on my videos one time and posted some confidential information about her kid and where she lived, and I deleted it all. And she tried to get her foot in the door there and thanked me. I'm a good guy. Let's bury the hatchet. Not happening. Want nothing to do with you. I wouldn't allow, even my worst enemy to have that kind of stuff out on the internet. Hey, Dak. See my shadow there? Oh, thank you, James. Well, I do what interests me, and I'm lucky other people like it, I'm going to do a lot better, though, I'll tell you that. I've just been in kind of a funk for, I've had, everybody knows. Everybody's always saying I ought to be in a mental institution. I probably should. By the way, my 4-year anniversary is coming up, where I spent the whole month in two different mental hospitals. I think it's the 11th or the 13th. Something like that, which would be tomorrow. Yeah, I probably should be in a mental hospital. Depression's hard to get over. It's not causing anything. And I've just been in a really, bad funk for about 10 months, to be honest with you. Yeah, well, the old churches, you can forget about getting into any of those abandoned buildings in Detroit anymore. That's over. Out west, you can get into them, but they're not like the abandoned churches in big cities like Detroit. I do love abandoned buildings, but, let me tell you, the more popular YouTube's got and other social media, you got everybody and their brother going out there trying to get videos now, and these places are aware of that. There's some place down in Missouri that was like $1 million houses that went tits up. And they actually ended up spending the money to fence the whole thing in because it was drawing people from all over the country coming in there and they were disrupting things. So the abandoned building and the blight stuff isn't quite as available. Before it just used to be, this building, nobody lives there, it sucks. But 1,000 people didn't show up over the course of a year to video and photograph it. And when those videos and photographs go up, it kind of makes an area look like they don't give a shit. And they get pressure from different entities. So there's a motivation to keep those places from being accessible to guys like me. that was a short time frame in my photography experience. It was a small window that's closed. Yeah, that's a cool spot. This is it at night. Can't see much. Yeah, believe me, like I said a million times, I knew when I was doing that this was a really unique time in the history of America, really, not just Detroit. Man, I used to go down there. You know, at the time when Detroit was really rock bottom, I was rock bottom myself. I had moved up here 10 years ago. Most of the good videos from the abandoned buildings were 5 and 6 years ago. And I'd be so super depressed. The only thing that would work for me was to take off. I'd stay up all night long. And I didn't have Daisy at the time for a lot of the good ones. And I would sneak in those buildings and I'd video and photograph them. I'd do it and drive up and down all the bad neighborhoods. And it really, got me excited. And I took full advantage of it. Most of the things I passed, a lot of opportunities, I didn't do that with Detroit when it was rock bottom. I really didn't. Yeah, my depression's not. Hey, Maxine. Mine isn't, I don't want to say it's not as bad as it used to be, but it doesn't lead me into like a lot of drinking or drugs or what it does. My biggest problems is it just kind of gets me stuck in the mud. I don't get anything done. I just have shit laying all over. I used to be organized and I'm not anymore. I was just looking on my stairs. I see I got a stack of like those brochures they give you when you go to a national park from when I went out to Montana last fall. They've been sitting there since September. Stuff like that. I got all these things I'm going to do to my house, and one reason or another, it just never happens. So I think I might be seeing a light at the end of the tunnel today. I hope so. But it isn't like I'm sitting around and lonely, or I want to get back with my wife, or I think I should have a girlfriend, or I need to do some private detective work. It's none of those things. It's just kind of like in neutral. Yeah, it sure seems like that. Yeah, you're right, Yeah, I'm in Michigan now. I'm up in West Branch. This is a good quality of life up here. You can look up West Branch. It's like, people don't lock their doors, that kind of thing. This area right here, if you go on Google Earth, you'll see the exit on the east side of I-75. That's the rest stop right there, exit 212. And then just a little ways up the road is where the McDonald's and stuff is at. It's a beautiful area up here. I've been coming up here since 78. So I'm kind of glad that I ended up here. I came up here to end up helping a family member. I haven't talked to her in 5 years. But it's okay. No, it was not in Florida. No, nope. Last time I was in Florida, God, I can't even tell you when. Well, I can tell you. It was 7 years ago, I think. I went with my sister to the Worldwide McDonald's Convention in Orlando. Yeah. I still got, a place down in Florida, but that's a long story. Florida property is going crazy. I got this place down there, and at least once a week somebody comes up wanting to buy it, and it's not even for sale. It's crazy. Just shit luck. Got lucky. Travel plans, not really, I'll go up to, I'm getting a little burned out about Sault Ste. Marie, and I think I'm about done in videotaping freighters. I just don't like it that much anymore. I think I'm not going to go to national parks. I've been to them a bunch, and it just wasn't that fun last time. Yeah, I want to take off in the fall. I'd like to go down around New Mexico, Oklahoma, come back up, maybe cut through. I'd like to come back up so I cut the east side of Colorado, go up. I love Montana, and come back down through South Dakota, Nebraska, cut across Wisconsin, take the Badger back to Michigan. You know, some of the places I've been, some of the places I haven't been in a while. Yeah, so yeah, and there's a guy that comes on the channel. I'm going to go out and see him in Las Vegas. Then I'm going to go to New York City. So yeah, I do have some plans, yep. And I'm on the list. If a hurricane comes up and it looks like it's going to wipe out South Carolina, there's like 3 families that want me to watch their house while they get the hell out of there, which I'm all for. So if you see a big hurricane bearing down on the East Coast, I'll be taking off to babysit their house during a hurricane. I love stuff like that. You know, Sean, I would come to Canada. I mean, I miss Canada. I really do. You can't, none of that, you know, I don't know. Who knows when Canada is going to drop that non-essential travel. But I'd come to Canada in a heartbeat. You know, I've been trying to get to Thunder Bay for the last 3 years. Hi, hon. Look at this shitty ass camera. You believe this? This is a new phone. This thing is so terrible. Hi, honey. Doesn't focus half the time. God, it's so terrible. Oh, good. I hope so. Yeah, I haven't been to Niagara Falls in 5 or 6 years. Today I was even thinking of doing some more PI work. I haven't done a PI case in a long time. Here's an example. You know, I've got a website. I haven't even looked at it in 3 years. And I used to get like once in a while calls. I don't want to do any work for private people. And I don't even know if the things work. And I'm afraid to look because I'm going to be pissed off because I've been paying for it for 3 years. That's the kind of stuff what depression does to you. You partying, hon? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, a lot of people. Hey, Frederick. Oh, yeah, I am going to do an internet radio show, I think, radio program back in the fall. Yeah, you have better control over, you know, who accesses and interview people, that kind of thing. You know, one thing I'm afraid of on that, I mean, is, you know, I think that happened to me in Detroit a little bit. Such a low success rate. I mean, I know that, but you always hope it's better. And like I said, a lot of these girls are dead. Oh, I love Toledo. Yeah, I love Toledo. I'm in West Branch, Michigan. That noise you hear, those are cars going down I-75. You know, here, people think they're going north when you're going through West Branch. Not really. It's the same with the Detroit River. Northeast and southwest. People get that mixed up all the time. And I-75 is an example. When you're going through this area of 75, and you are going up north, but you're not really going north when you're going through here. Look at a map. You're heading northwest as you get on I-75 north. You know, I-94 is like that in certain places. It does not run as north as you think it does in certain areas. Tassie's great. Everybody likes Tassie. Oh, cool. Good night, Bobby. See, it's weird that so many people are on tonight this late. I never have this many people come on this late. No, I thought, you know, I might not have heard one because I thought I heard one make a noise about a week ago, but maybe that wasn't what I thought it was because I haven't heard one since. You know, we've got a hell of a problem up here with the gypsy moths, and they've been crop dusting this area for about the last 3 weeks. If you don't kill those things with that spray, you won't have any trees. No kidding. They will devastate entire forests. Look on Google if that kind of stuff interests you, and look at the damage gypsy moths have done. I mean, they'll take a beautiful area and kill, you know, 10,000 acres of trees over time if you don't stop them. A lot of June bugs out. Oh, good, Simka. Oh, really, Michelle? Hey, Cheryl. Good. There's plenty of them out there. But, I got good moderators. And trolls they're not around long anymore. They get blown out of the water pretty early, so most people don't even get to read what they said. Daisy, come here, hon. No, I don't think she's deceased. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true. Now, you can say, well, how do you know that? Well, you know for sure that I don't. But there are people that get a hold of me from time to time that, know people that know them, and I'm sure it would have been verified by now by someone that's in the mix. I don't think so, but it's not the kind of, confirmation I'd like to have. I'm basing it on not hearing from people that seem to run into her or one of her relatives every 6 months or so, so I don't think so. I hope not. And nobody's seen her down working around Detroit. A couple people have contacted me that she was in rehab with, so I hope not. And which one are you talking about? The blonde in the early days of interviews, or the one that's running around Michigan Avenue in Southwest Detroit? Yeah, stink bugs. Yeah, when I was living in Chicago, I had a condo on the 32nd floor. And, when bugs come into your area, you always kind of think, well, I know they're here, but how did they get here? I'll tell you one thing, they fly high. I was on the 32nd floor, and there were times when those stink bugs flew through downtown Chicago, and you could have shoveled them with a snow shovel. There were so many of them on the balcony. So they wait till night. There are certain things that only migrate at night. I'll give you an example. A robin, the American robin, which is our state bird, all their flying is done at night. That's pretty damn impressive. And a lot of songbirds as well. They'd get picked out of the air by too many things if they went in the daytime. Excuse me. Yeah, they look just like a ladybug. And they really stink. You step on one, it's like, God, what is that? Stink bugs. Oh, thank you, Conan. Yeah, Penny, well, she died shortly after. Got hit in the head with a rock over a $10 dispute. Was in a coma for about 6 weeks. Went into an assisted living care facility and eventually died. A lot of people contact me about Penny still. Yeah, nothing is damn resilient as a damn cockroach show. My God. That ought to be the national symbol. Ready to go bye-bye, honey? Ready to party? Go on, hon. Good girl, hon. Hop up there, baby. Go on. I love these summer nights. Now, I could stay up all night tonight doing this bullshit, no problem. Driving around, letting Daisy go swimming. Everything's closed. No, I don't have any children. I never wanted kids, to tell you the truth. I took that the nuts don't far too fall from the trees, literally. My whole family's a bunch of crazies. The last thing I needed is to bring more of them into this world. I don't know if I don't think they're the same as Japanese beetles. I know they do a lot of damage to stuff. Grasshoppers, I didn't know that till last fall when I interviewed Charlie, the farmer out in Havre, Montana. Grasshoppers do a lot of destruction to stuff. I didn't really realize that. Sarah died, yeah. And honestly, I don't really know of what. I think it was an infection, a sepsis, but I don't know that for sure. Sarah was a sweet girl. She really was. Yeah, ants. I love ants. There's a professor, a Harvard professor, Edward Wilson. He's an expert on ants. I think I have every book he's written on ants. I don't know if he's still alive anymore. He's from Alabama. Yeah, she did. Yeah, Catherine 313. That's another person I tried to help. That I'll tell you what happened on that. She's just kind of an older, strange lady. I gave her my camera, and from time to time, when I would get down in around that area, I'd take her out to dinner or something. And she started emailing people on the channel, telling them when I was in Detroit, I would ignore her. Well, it was true. I wouldn't contact her. I wouldn't call it ignoring her. But once again, that was just a casual relationship. And when she started doing that, I thought, I got to cut ties with this lady. And when I did, she went into the psycho mode. No, she really suffered, Sarah. She was in and out of the hospital. Then when she got discharged, she was living in a bando with no running water, heat, or electricity. Oh, that'd be cool. No kidding, Simka. Carry grass on their heads. You ever see that dung beetle, that thing that like rolls poop up in circles and pushes it around? Yeah, I didn't want Daisy at the beginning. No, sure didn't. I didn't want her. And then I got thinking about it. I had a guilty conscience, so I took her. And I knew what Daisy was like because even for the year that I didn't own her, I did a lot of things with her. The older lady had a hip problem, so I did the same thing with Daisy when she wasn't my dog as I do now, because she was a cool dog. They're just a little dog wanting to go out and have fun. So I'd take her swimming, I'd take her running around. It really hasn't changed. But that's another example of what depression will do to you. Make you know a dog like Daisy and not want to take her. Lucky I came to my senses. I didn't know you were watching my videos that long ago. I'll tell you another thing. You guys probably know this already. I'm not a good-looking guy. Plus, I'm an old guy, right? I mean, I never had a problem getting girlfriends, but that was a long time ago. And even though these women know what I look like and they know I'm an older guy, you would not believe the amount of nude photos, pictures of them in bikinis and shit, just weird shit. I mean, it's so, I just don't get it, man. I mean, I never got pictures, nude pictures or pictures of girls in bikinis that I dated when I was young, and now here I'm old and I'm getting this weird shit. I mean, I'd have been all over when I was young. It's like, any more of them? But at this stage of the game, my radar is on full time. When some fruitcake sends me a picture of themselves in a bathing suit, and I don't know them, that's just super weird. I mean, I give myself credit for running away from them as fast as I can. But it's not happening as much now as it used to. But it happened more than you'd think. It got to where, honest, I bet the last 100 of them over the last couple of years, I just deleted. I didn't even look. If I don't know somebody and there's an attachment to an email, I just delete it. Yeah, I don't know about that Sparling. I mean, I kind of get the impression that they don't have a problem with me. It seems like I've seen that name, or they've posted things and it was like, okay, you know. but I could be wrong. I mean, it in the long run, which none of these people ever consider, using my name isn't going to help you. It's going to help people notice you because of a recommendation early on, but when they figure out you're a stalking lunatic, they're going to tune out anyway. Look at this. Here it is, summer, and McDonald's is closed. Walmart closes at 11. That shows you how time flies. You know, depression will do that to you too. Time will really fly. I was barely making it into Walmart before they closed, and here it is 11:50 already. I've almost been gone for an hour, and the chat is at 42 minutes. Time flies, man, when you're and you have my life. Wish I'd catch a train tonight. Hey Jesus, how you doing? That a girl, man, you're my disciples. Yeah, I mean, I have great moderators now. You know, it helped, believe me. I couldn't do it on my own. Shannon, you know, like if you get any spare time, you can go through comments that people leave and you can delete those too. I don't know if you know you can do that. And you can block people on comments. It's not just for the chat. You can get rid of anybody that way too. Yeah, that's what they say. Women age. There's a saying for that. Women age and men. I forgot what it is. Oh, thank you, Christine. Yeah, we don't need any downers, that's for sure. You know, like, things do get me down, but believe it or not, it's not what people say on YouTube. It's weird. That doesn't bother me. It's just like, you know, my depression doesn't have anything to do with being alone or no family or. And the worst thing can do to me if I'm chronically depressed is say, you can, anytime you want to talk, just let me know. Believe me, that's the last thing I want to do when I'm depressed. That's why I'll go for weeks at a time with no chat. Just don't feel like talking to anybody. Sometimes I'll like go to a restaurant or something, I'll recognize a car and I don't go in there because I don't feel like talking to them. Hey, Israel. Yeah, never answering the phone. I don't do that. I never used to do that, but I don't do it now because between robocalls and stalkers, I don't want to give them the satisfaction of hearing my voice say hello. So if they're not willing to leave a message, then we're not talking. You wouldn't believe the amount of people blocked I got on my YouTube Gmail. I just emptied my spam out today and there's like 50 stalker messages. I don't even read them. I just delete them. And I'm sure I've deleted messages that I shouldn't have, but 9 out of 10 times it's going to be, you know, I'm a killer, a murderer, a pervert, a pedophile. If I go to Detroit again, I'm going to be killed. Oh, isn't that, well, you know, I tell you, you know, if you said to me, why, if from what you just described, it doesn't make sense that you have chats like you do, I would 100% agree. I could not give you an answer on why I do this. I really don't know. I think, just throwing something out there, I guess, it's the spontaneity of it. And there's no plans, and that's the only thing I can come up with because it doesn't make a bit of sense. I don't really get it. So weird. I left a message for May a couple weeks, and I know the number was good. It was definitely her, and I checked her out in a couple other ways. and she never called me back, so I don't know whether she didn't like my transgender jokes or making fun about her big schlong, or she could be depressed too. Or she's in a new relationship. She's getting a good dickin' every night. I don't know. She just may think I'm a big douchebag and is happy not to talk to me anymore. Yeah, I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know. May is really cool. Now, you guys have never seen the real picture of May, and I have. She's really attractive. I mean, I'm glad I never met her in a bar, because I don't know how I'd react when I reached down there and grabbed a big old 9-inch cock. But she does look like somebody you would expect to be an anchor on national TV. She's very attractive. She takes all the hormones and has had a shit ton of plastic surgery, but she looks like a really super pretty woman. It's just that big rod and those big balls that I can't get over. Yeah, if you saw pictures of May. Now, honestly, and I've told May this, I think the voice would tip me off, but if you see a picture of her, because she's a heavy smoker, she's really pretty. I mean, really feminine looking. You're not. I mean, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife and Donald Trump's wife look like transgenders. That's just my opinion. I think they lack femininity, and May looks way more feminine than them. If you saw May with a guy, you'd think, oh, that lucky bastard, boy, she's really pretty. Till you saw that old baseball bat between her bottom half of her bikini. That's a good discussion for a chat. Hey, now the men out there, Jeff and Bugman, would you mind if I just asked you something? I just want to get your honest answer. This is a good, this sounds like a Bobbles chat, but I want you to give me the honest answer. Dak? Go for it, okay. If you went out on if you got set up with someone like May that was super pretty, and you were having a good time, you went out drinking or whatever, and they blew you in your car, and you found out later through the grapevine that it was a transgender, how would you react? Would you tell anybody? Would you go back and get another blowjob? Or would you keep it to yourself? What would you do? What is it? You got 3 choices. Go back, tell your friends, or keep it to yourself. Oh, okay. No, I believe it. I mean, I'm talking about an honest answer here. You know, I want to know how you'd really feel about it. I want to know, would this affect your manhood? Would it make you see a psychiatrist? Would you get over it? I'll even enhance the question, a really good blowjob, like a fantastic one. You would not get pissed off or anything. Yeah, I think I would keep it to myself. I don't think I'd go back and get another one, though. But it's definitely thought-provoking. I don't think I would. I think if I was 20, I'd probably want to beat him up or something, but I think as I've gotten older, mum's the word. Yeah. That's what I think. I'd just shut up about it. Yeah, I don't think I'd be on any fishing trips and saying, hey, Johnny, nah, I don't think I would either. But here's the interesting thing. If you had a good friend and you had bragged about good blowjobs over the course of your 35 years of being sexually active, if you would have told him about having that happen with a regular female, what would keep you from telling him about having that happen when you didn't realize that, you didn't find out about it till afterwards? Would it be that they wouldn't believe you? I mean, what would keep a guy from telling a good friend that, even after you found out later it was transgender head? I'm in West Branch. I just don't think I'd say anything. Oh hell yeah, they do. Now I don't think they, and this isn't all men. It's some men. Hell yeah. And I don't think married men do it. But when I'm talking about when you're dating. Hey, Lynn. Yeah, I don't think I'd say anything. I guess these are the thoughts that you'd have. Well, just, it is thought provoking on, why you would act differently. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, no, I think that could have happened to me one time. Well, that's why I brought it up. I mean, I don't think it did, but I'm not sure. Here's why I think it might have happened. It's because she kind of looked like a tomboy. And when I first met her, she had the most beautiful hands. Just gorgeous nails and hands. And really nice teeth, but she looked like tomboyish a little bit. And then all of a sudden she lost her job and things went south. And she really started, the hands didn't look right. And I'm thinking to myself, I could be wrong, but part of this transgender deal is this hormone therapy you take, and that stuff's expensive. And I think, I'm just guessing, I may be wrong, but I think that when things went south, she ended up losing her house to foreclosure and shit like that, that her feminine features seemed to go south pretty soon. And that's what got me wondering. I mean, if you're a real legit woman and, everything goes south, your hands don't start losing their feminine look all of a sudden. And that's what got me wondering. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Conan. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it didn't. I mean, it didn't keep me up at night enough. Now, here's the deal. If she'd have got, if that would have presented itself after it seemed like some of her feminine traits headed south, I can tell you this: I wasn't that interested anymore. But in the back of my mind, before then, that doesn't bother me either. I'm just saying, I don't think I'd be bragging about it. Yeah, they sure will. Yeah, I mean, but I think something was a little fishy. Here's another thing that makes me feel better. See, I'm telling you that this doesn't bother me. So if it didn't bother me, why would I feel better about anything? Yeah, good point. Have a hard time just full disclosure, even with yourself. Here's what makes me feel better, is that she got married about a year ago. And I even checked out the guy she married because I wanted to see if he had girlfriends and wives, and he did. And if I was a betting man, I would give you 10-to-1 odds that he wasn't going to put up with a big schlong down there. And I felt better about it. In other words, if I had the choices, if that would have been a female or a transgender and I could pick, I'm glad it was a female. Why? That's a good question. Yeah, I don't have a problem with gay stuff, but that's different than, this conversation. That's like apples and oranges. That's a whole nother deal. You see gay guys, they're, flirty, they're hinting around. You just wouldn't, I don't think I'm a better man because I don't like dick. It just doesn't interest me. But when you think you might have got duped by what you thought was a female, that gets the old wheels rolling in my mind. I mean, I didn't hit the panic button, but I didn't brag about it either. Hey, Roy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. See what I mean, Simka, about don't get this phone, this A53. I know why you wanted it, the same reason I did. It's the cheapest smartphone with 5G you can get. But look at the reviews. That thing is just, gets like 2.5 stars on a lot of places. I can see why. I didn't even bother looking because I needed a phone right away. And I didn't feel like paying $1,200. Good night, Shannon. Yeah, I don't get that. Go look at the reviews. They're terrible. And I've got one that sucks. No, it's true, Shocker. It's changed quite a bit. It's true. Yeah, I didn't even know you could get Motorola phones. I just went up to Walmart, then I took Daisy swimming, and yeah. So, I'm wondering why I'm getting this like shadow, this star. I think there's something wrong with this camera. Whoops. God damn it. I mean, this thing is always blurry. Yeah, you're right, Michelle. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, Crying Game was excellent. Yeah, Crying Game was a good movie. Good night, Bugman. Yeah, respect it and move on. You'd be crying too, huh? Yeah, I had an S7 and an S8 and an S9, and they were all great. Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here and go in and put washing my pillows in the dryer. So I hope you guys have a good day tomorrow. I'll come on sometime tomorrow. And for all you Christians out there, pray for me that I start my painting tomorrow. I gotta get this done. Good night, Cheryl. Good night, Sean. Night, Joe. Daisy, you ready to go nighty-nighty, hun? Sweepy? All right, BJ. Yep, see you, Bugman. Yeah, thank you. Yep. All right, James. Yep, take care. Yeah, it was a great movie. I really liked it, too. Just glad it wasn't about me. Good night, Jody. See you, Simka. Good night, Crime Ghost. Good night, Michelle. All right, Conan. Yep, take care. Thank you. I need anything you're into. Voodoo, Christianity, just send some vibes that I stir the paint and start painting. Good night, Maxine. All right, see you, Rainbow. A rainbow dolphin? I don't know who that is. Okay. Good night, Dak. Yep, see you, BJ.